First time on the bike since I've had it stripped down. Gotta go get some fuel for it and figured get a ride in today. It's somewhere in the 50s, I believe. 40s, 50s. Decent. You can see the blue sky coming in. More snow for tomorrow, which is a joke. But I have a question which no one ever seems to answer. Never get too many answers, but I know on cars you have throttle plate heaters that keep the throttle plate from freezing over in cold air because of the air flowing through on the throttle body and everything. It freezes up. I'm wondering now if that could be part of my problem with this, where it was just shutting down. It doesn't explain the startup, other than maybe there was still some ice there causing that problem. But I don't know, it's just a thought that's floating around in my head. Because I hosed the bike down and I couldn't get it to do it again. And I flooded the bike. I didn't mess around there. And couldn't get it to do it again after I dielectriced everything. So, I mean, there's also that chance of a bad tank of fuel that caused it. But I would think that would be something constant that I'd be feeling, rather than just, you know, where it stalls and then hard time to restart and then stalls a couple miles down the road. So, just something I've been thinking about. I've been doing research on it on the internet. I can't find anything. I can't find anyone talking about that. I did find somebody on YouTube that had a very similar problem, and he was linked to one of the forums, so I read the whole forum, and I couldn't find what the answer was that he fixed it with. So yeah, I still don't really know if I fixed it or not. I'm hoping I did. Although I have had issues in the past, and looking back at my records, it's almost like every 10,000 miles the bike gets funky and gives me some weird thing that happens, and then it goes away. I don't have a problem again for 10,000 miles, so I've had it where I stopped at a light one time coming home from work, and it dropped out completely, like it's done. And it took a while, but I got it restarted and got it home. And I did the same thing that time. I looked through everything. It was dry at that point too, that day when it did it. And then there was one other time when I first got the bike that it did it. I don't know if they're all the same, if they're connected to being a problem or not. I mean, it would seem like yes it is, but when it happened when I first got the bike the first time, I went to the dealership and I asked them about it, and they dismissed it as you were low on fuel. There was a problem with getting low on fuel. And I know, like right now I'm at 155, and I know at 155 I know if I come to a quick stop on the bike, a lot of times it just stalls out. And I've always figured, okay, it's the fuel goes forward in the tank, and it doesn't allow it starves the engine for fuel. So I'm actually going to get fuel right now for myself, but hate not knowing. It really ticks me off. Can't find an answer. But in the meantime, I've done a few other things to the bike. I've adjusted the throttle cable, which I don't ever think was properly adjusted. But in the research, I found a YouTube video on how to do it, which I knew how to do it. It was just a matter of kicking my butt into gear to do it, which is a 2-second job. Really, I could do it right now as I'm riding, probably. So that feels a little different in a good way. I'm liking that. And I'm going to do another video soon about the bark busters here. In fact, that might be tonight later on. But I had put on the ends, and anybody that's put these on, I don't know why I'm pointing, you can't see what I'm pointing at. Anyone that's put these on knows that the bar ends I don't think they fit properly for the bike. So I had originally put them on with the original bolt and the dampeners to see if that was, well, I just did that. I assumed that they do something, and yesterday I went ahead and I took the screw out and I took that dampener off and I set it up without the dampener. So that I'm kind of feeling if there's a difference here. I might feel a little bit of vibration, but not noticeable on the street. The highway is going to be a completely different animal, I know that. But yeah, I took out the bolt here. Or took off the dampener, put the bolt on, back in with a spacer and washer. So we'll see if that makes any difference, any big difference at least. Just been going through the bike. The bike again, I'm on needing tires. I think I got about 7,000 on this set, which I have to say, this is the worst set of tires I've ever had. I don't remember the name. I'll have to figure that out and let you know. But they have to be the worst set. The tire, I always been getting the, what are they? Not Michelin. Are they Michelin? The T63s. Because a lot of guys with this bike always says that those are the best. And I do believe they work great. I've had the Shinkos. Those lasted the longest. But everybody tells me they throw the lugs. That never happened to me. But when it was time to replace them, they were definitely cracked a lot around the lugs. That made me think that they were getting ready to start going. So I don't trust them, so I'm not going to get those again. It's sad because I think those were the best set of tires that I had on this. They felt good in all the weather. Off-road, they're decent. Not that I do a lot of off-roading, but the little dirt roads that I take here and there for fun, they always felt good. So yeah, I think that the tires are going to have to be done. I got to do the valves. I'm sure anybody listening to these can hear how loud that engine is. And it's funny because I've been watching my videos and then watching other guys with KLRs, and I realized how bad this engine sounds. I'm used to it. I've had it since day one, so I'm used to that horrible racket. So I'm going to pull in here and get some fuel, and I will talk to y'all later.